Okay, so I'm on the staircase in the hallway at Cafe 1923 in Hamtramck. This is a locally owned coffee house, and they're serving pastries and baked goods from a local baker in Ferndale called Pinwood. Now we're going to talk to you about the cold germination trial. JP wants to share. JP's sharing with you what a cold germination trial is. He's going to show you 3 varieties of peas, how to tell their sugar content, what their sugar content means, what the trial is, what the trial does for you. So by the end of this episode, you're going to know some pretty important information.
Hey, I'm JP, and as Indi Edibles agricultural correspondent, we're going to be setting up a trial comparing varieties of seeds. Today we've selected pea seeds. It's a cool early season crop. In our pea trial, we're doing 3 varieties. We're doing a shelling pea, who has the sweetest, highest sugar content. We're doing a sugar snap, which is the moderate sugar content pea, and we're also doing the snow pea, which is the lowest sugar content. So with that in mind, we're thinking, how does the fungus relate to each of these peas, and how does it see the pea in the eyes of an early season crop? Well, you know how it sees it? It's sweet. Peas are sweet. That's why we've selected them to do what they do. Make us happy, pop out of the ground early. But one thing is not our best friend is fungus, and its favorite situation to thrive is cool, wet conditions with rains and cold temperatures. It's just making you freeze up. So with that, we're not trying to feed the fungus, we're trying to feed ourselves. So we're trying to grab a variety of pea that will perform well in an early season. Yeah, this pea right here is a shelling pea, known for its high sugar content, which can be noted in its fully wrinkled pea pods. The moderate wrinkles on a sugar snap pea let you know the sweetness factor. Round pea pod, low sugar, low accessibility to fungus. The germination rate is going to tell us how likely these varieties of peas are to germinate in cold, cool soil, which mimics early season growth conditions. And something to keep in mind is the edge and corner effect, which occurs along the edge and all corners of plant flats. Whether this is just from outside environmental resistance or that the plants in the innards are kept warmer, everyone on the inside tends to perform a lot better. So when doing a trial like this, we don't want any unfair positioning or organization in the flat. So by randomizing the placement in the 6x4 area in each flat, we'll make sure that not one special variety is feeling the full blunt of corner and edge effect. Now that we've found the destination for each variety so that no one's feeling the brunt of our corner and edge effect, we're going to place them now inside this 72 cell tray. First, make sure all the corners are packed in, all edges are looking good. We'll go in and make a small indentation in each and every spot. And while we do that, we cover them back up ever so gently and tamp them down just a tad so we get the soil touching them, and the moisture will start being absorbed by the pea pods and softening that hard shell, allowing them to come out and express themselves.
So the cold germination trial is like taking a new car out for a test drive. You take a couple cars out, drive them, how they feel, you know which is performing best, you buy it.
Yeah, from there is golden, yeah. You just bought yourself a whole lot of consumers research.
Nice. And then we're using 3 varieties of peas?
Yeah, we're using 3 varieties, and each variety is a different type. And each type has been selected over generations for a different sugar content, and that'll show the sugar content in relation to how easily fungal pathogens will affect it, and therefore possibly not sprouting in those early season when we're trying to get that jump.
So for peas, more wrinkles mean more sugar, which means more fungus.
Yeah, more potential for fungus to eat it with more sugar, yeah, and which is denoted by those very wrinkled pods.
Is that universal for all seeds, that any seed that's super wrinkled is going to have a higher content of sugar?
It's not true for all seeds, but dependent upon each one and the culture behind it. But for example, corn is another one, which has been exclusively selected for sugar content. Before the Pilgrims got here, corn had been selected for production in being a workhorse survival crop. Now that Americans have started selecting it, we have super sweet varieties, and that's about it. We have a very small corn culture.
This looks like a good project for a family, for the kids to do. I mean, this is like a science project, isn't it?
Yeah, really, this people at universities do this type of stuff. To the real application of how we see it, you can do it at home with one flat, just organizing it in a way that makes sense, and you can replicate it just like we're doing here. Or,
and is the cold soil germination trial exclusively for cold weather plants?
yeah, it is. Cold weather plants, because we're planting them in the cool season, it's more geared for them. But a crop like corn, who's really touchy, has a long season, it's very delicate when you hit the ground with corn. If you get it in too early, you're going to get that cold snap of that May 15th frost. Or possibly, if you get it in too late, you're not going to get knee-high by 4th of July. And that's the old schoolers. That's the old schoolers' wisdom right there to take home with you. So you want knee-high by 4th of July, but you don't want to get that cold snap either. So in the meantime, it's a hot season crop, but it's very delicate when you get it in the ground. And you can see that traveling through the Corn Belt. You see some people's fields are banging and some people's fields are bumming, and that's why.
So JP's taught us about the cold soil germination. What are we going to see next from this project? Are we going to check back in when they've popped?
Yeah, so about from 10 days from now, that gives ample time for a variety to show if it's going to do anything at all. And given that the weather is here with us now, and we'll keep them at a nice, moist environment, we'll check back, see who's germinated, and that's the key indicator we'll use to see who performs the best. We'll also know the health and vigor of the plants as well, but the real measurement is germination. Next time we see us, it'll be 10 days from now. We're gonna count up all these sprouts, see who's banging, see who's popping, see who's bumming. But until then, from Indi Edibles and us, adios, peace out.